Hello YouTube, welcome. My name is Paul Beach. I've been a runner for over 10 years, started in half marathon, and I've improved my marathon time by just under an hour over the course of the last 5 years. When I first started running, I was over 10 kilograms heavier than I am now, and that brings me to my point today, what this video is about, how to start running. Well, the main thing we need to remember is we're not we we're not going to achieve anything out of one run. It's going to be over consistency over time. It's going to be about running, say, twice a week for a year, or 4 or 5 times a week if we've got a bit more of an aerobic base to start with. But it's stacking the consistency over time is what we're looking to do. So wherever you currently are, if a kilometer without stopping is where you currently are, if a mile is where you currently are, maybe you've got a bit more of an aerobic base and you can push that to 10 kilometers, but start from where you are, where you can run without stopping. And that is going to be different for each and every one of us. And so we find that point where we're at. And we can measure it in two different ways. We can measure it in distance or we can measure it in time. Either are fine. And we want to make it easy for ourselves. If we haven't run for a long time, let's pick a flat course rather than some hills, so that it's going to be a lot easier to stay consistent. And then second, congratulations, when we get through that first run, we're going to think to ourselves, how many times a week can I do this with my life, with my commitments, what I've got going on? And yeah, answer that question for yourself. If that's twice a week, then we hit twice a week. 2 times a week over a year, say we have 2 weeks off, that's 100 runs. How much more cardiovascularly fitter are we going to be having run 100 times over the next 12 months? So, so that's what we're looking at, really. So we are looking at just finding where we're currently at. How many times can we do that a week? How many times a month? And then we're going to have a figure in our head for how many times we can do that over the course of a year. We want to set our goals small to begin with, because we don't want to set a goal that's so big that we don't then get out the door at all, because the most important thing is just to start. Once we've started, we can look at how many times a week we run, how many sessions in a month, like do we add speed, all of these different things we can add over time. But the main thing we're looking for is to build that consistency. And as you may have noticed just before I finish, Christmas tree behind me, that is my Filipino wife. They enjoy celebrating Christmas a little bit earlier than some of us, I should say. But yeah, that's the backstory behind the Christmas tree in the background. I know we're quite a long time away, but anyway, just wanted to make this short video for today on how we get started running, and hopefully that's helped answer that question. All right, see you guys.